What? Ha, who had that idea? Because that is possibly the most brilliant thing I've ever heard for a festival. Here I have with me the amazing Pat Silver with Sing. How are you, Pat?
I'm happy to be here and happy to be part of Acaville.
I'm so happy you're here. So I am very new to the Sing ecosystem, but I know you guys have been around for a while. Can you tell me a little bit more about just the organization and what you guys have been doing for the past, I think it's like, what, 14 years?
This is our 14th festival coming up in May.
Nice.
And not only, so we are fully a cappella. No instruments allowed unless it's part of a cultural group.
Mm,
So indigenous groups use a drum. We have a group from Zimbabwe, they use a drum, but it's not, that's part of the cultural presentation. Otherwise, we are 100% voice. That's it. Voice, body, make it happen yourself.
we love that here at Acaville. We don't allow instruments ever. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Cool. So what inspired the start of it? Have you been with them since the beginning?
Oh yeah, I'm one of the founders.
Wow.
This started with J.M. Erlinson, who you probably know from Countermeasure.
Hmm.
He sings in Countermeasure, Beat Sync, and Rock Singers, three a cappella groups in Toronto.
He's amazing.
And Paul Ryan, who was the manager of the Nylons. The Nylons were the biggest name in a cappella in Canada ever.
Mm.
And they independently came to me and said, we need to have an a cappella festival in Canada. And I said, sure, who's doing that? And they said, let's do it. So we put together a dream team. I was at the time I owned an entertainment agency
Mm.
and knew a lot of people. I had owned it for 32 years. And we said, let's put together a dream team of people I've been working with and that you know. And so we did. We assembled seven people and said, we'll each put $1,000 on the table. We'll see either it's going to work or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And we had a short festival, 3-day festival at Harbourfront Center in Toronto. And we broke even and said, well, it worked. Let's do it
Yeah.
again. And there was such a positive response because people love the human voice. I don't have to tell you that. Obviously, if you're involved with Acaville, you love what the human voice is all about.
Absolutely.
Uh, and there had been lots of a cappella groups in the Toronto scene, mostly university groups, but others like the Nylons professionals, but they had never connected with each other. And that was the whole point that J.M. Erlinson and Paul Ryan made was, we're all over the place.
Mm.
We need to network, we need to work together, we need to actually bring a cappella to the forefront. And I think our timing was really good.
Mm.
It started very small. We said, let's see who's interested. Let's see what groups are around. Well, over the years, the acapella has come much more to the forefront. Thank you to Deke Sharon with the Pitch Perfect movies and the Sing Off TV show. And so many groups that even not necessarily acapella, but so much concentration on vocals, boys to men. They're not acapella, but the vocals are really important.
Yeah.
So it seems that vocal music has really taken a leap in the last 14 years that we've been around in the eyes of the public. People love hearing harmony. And that's, of course, what we provide with Sing, with the a cappella festival. So it has grown from being 3 days in Toronto to a really appreciative audience to this year we are 10 days, 24th of May to June 1st,
Wow.
and a lot of programming, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But not only that we are in Toronto, we have Sing Texas with 4 cities in Texas.
Mm.
We have Sing in 2 years we did Edinburgh, Scotland. We had a Sing event in Mexico. We have Sing Edmonton, which runs from the 28th of April for a week in Edmonton, Alberta. It's coming up right away. And we just finished Sing in Vancouver.
Mm.
So this thing is taking off and it's thrilling. Thank you for the applause. That's why we do it. It's for the applause. It's good because people are loving it.
Yeah, no, that's blowing my mind. So you said 10 days for the one event.
10 days for our festival. Yeah, we are 10 days of,
Wow.
if you can imagine it, we're doing it. So we have free public concerts on our opening weekend. At if you're in Toronto, you'll know the venues. It's a large park called Kew Gardens, and also at our city hall, Nathan Phillips Square. Those are the free open concerts, and then after that, it's all ticketed concerts. We're bringing in Black Mfolosi. They're an a cappella group from Zimbabwe.
Mm.
who actually live in Canada now. And they're amazing, of course. That's our May 25th concert, May 24th, backing it up by a day. We have the Estonian Voices, and they're from Estonia. They're a jazz group that is phenomenal, and they're sharing a bill with Countermeasure. Then we do a whole day of school programming with Black Amphilosi and the Estonian Voices, where they're working directly with high school and junior high kids to music students to impart some of their skills to these kids. And we've always had our headliners do that. Last couple of years ago, we had Naturally Seven. We've
Mm.
had all these amazing headliners working with these school kids, and the teachers say to us, this is life-changing for these kids.
Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, if you can imagine you're 14 and you go to a workshop and who's in front of you, Naturally Seven,
Yeah.
or the Nylon,
Unbelievable.
or Rioton, or the Real Group, or the Swingles. It's and I don't think the kids even realize the magnitude of what's going on. What did we last year we had River from France. He's the international beatbox champion.
Mm.
And so, I mean, they're working with these amazing artists. We also work with something called Art Battle, which is really cool. It's competitive painting. There, yes, 8 artists, visual artists, are on the floor doing. They get 20 minutes and they make a painting in 20 minutes. They create something, and on stage we have a cappella to inspire them. It's
Oh my gosh. So
fabulous.
you have people on the ground painting, being
Yeah.
inspired by the a cappella music that's happening on the stage.
Yep.
Why? How, who had that idea? Because that is possibly the most brilliant thing I've ever heard for a festival.
Thank you. Well, Art Battle it was in existence. We went to an Art Battle function and said, "Oh, you have a DJ? No, 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 no. You don't want a DJ. You want live music, and we're going to give it to you, a cappella." And it's been hugely successful. It's 3 rounds. It's like a boxing match. So
Mm.
there are 8 people that are that have a blank canvas and paint. They get 20 minutes during which they create something. And then at the end of that, uh, the people in the audience, there's about 300 that come, vote on which painting they like. That winner goes on to the next round. So there's 3 rounds, and we have usually 2 a cappella groups during that time just to inspire people on what they might want to paint. And it's the artists love it and the audience loves it. And it's great for the performers.
I mean, that's got to be as an artist, I bet it's so almost a spiritual experience to be creating this visual art while listening to this live vocal music that's inspiring what you're putting on the paint.
Absolutely.
Like that,
Absolutely.
I would love to see. I might need to go to Toronto. I
You
might
know,
do the trip.
you should come. I'm only up to Wednesday so far.
Okay.
Thursday, that's our Wednesday night.
All right, so keep
Thursday
going.
night
What else is there?
is I know Thursday night is Beat Sync. 8 really cool hip singers who do electronic, funk, soul. Again, it's a cappella, of course.
Hmm.
And they're releasing their EP, so it's their EP release concert.
Mm.
Friday night is our competition. Let me tell you what we're doing. This is the first year we're actually going to stage an a cappella competition. We said we were never going to be competing, but I think it's first of all, there's nothing like it in Canada. So
Mm.
where do the Canadian groups go to shine? Well, they go to the ICCAs, but there's a limited number that can do that. If there's a cost of going, especially if you're looking at collegiate groups, so there might be 20 in a group, 25 in a group. You've got to get them to New Jersey or to, somewhere to actually participate, which is costly. They have to get across a border. Nothing is simple.
No.
So we said, let's do this homegrown and have our own. So our judges are, drum roll, please. I don't know if you're a beatboxer, vocal percussionist, Deke Sharon. eh, You know Deke, of course,
Yeah, of
the the godfather of contemporary a cappella,
course.
and he ran the sing off, of course. So he's one of the judges. Dylan Bell, who co-wrote the 2 books on arranging with Deke Sharon.
Wow.
and Mika Barnes, who was involved with Canada's Got Talent.
Oh,
So
whoa.
they are judging. There, we had uh, a lot of entries, you can imagine. And the original entries were judged by, drum roll please, Anders from the Real Group, you know him,
Whoa.
Amanda Corneglia from Acaville
Oh.
Radio, and Tony Huerta. You probably know Tony. He's the sound engineer for Take Six and many others. So they did the initial round of elimination, and now we have two high school groups, four university groups, and four, which we call open category. Anything, anything that's not university or high school, including a 65 voice barbershop choir.
We love some barbershop here at Acaville.
It's gonna be wild. I mean, everything from a quartet to 65 voices, and they're competing for cash prizes.
Wow.
Unlike ICCAs where you get a certificate or, and bragging rights, they get bragging rights and a trophy and money.
But we also love money. We also love money here at Acaville. That's fantastic.
Well, we know that it costs money to run a group, whether you're paying for uh, your arranger, you're paying for your director, you're paying for rental space, you're renting microphones, whatever it is. I've been involved with acapellas since JM started in University Acapella, University of Toronto. And I know what goes on behind the scenes, keeping these groups afloat.
Wow.
So he said he was the one who came up with the idea of doing the competition and said, yeah, it's nice to get a trophy, but it didn't pay the director. So, so there's a first place prize and a second place prize. Both of them are cash. And then there's an audience choice. So we are encouraging all the groups to get their friends to come because the audience choice not only is a cash prize, but they get to perform the next day in the concert where Deke Sharon is performing.
Oh, that's awesome. Wait, Deke Sharon's performing.
He is. He's
Oh,
he's
we don't get to see that much.
he is judging on Friday night, he's judging the competition. And then on Saturday, he's performing with a group called Sound Crowd. It's an 80 voice a cappella group. I'm not going to say choir. They're
Ensemble.
like contemporary a cappella ensemble.
Nice.
And so whoever wins the open category will be performing that night. They'll open the show, then Sound Crowd, and then Deke.
Wow.
That's the show.
Wow. And now is that all 10 days?
No, I'm not finished. Sorry, this is going to be a long interview. We have so
No.
much going
I'm
on.
just I'm just shook at how much value is in this one festival. And how much
It's
are tickets? Tickets
crazy.
are only like what, $30?
The lowest ticket price is $15.
Wow.
Show me a concert you can go to. I don't know where you live. In Toronto, there is no $15 ticket.
No. No, and
And
I love that you do a discount for students as well to really make sure that students are getting in and getting all the value that you have.
students and arts workers. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
amazing.
give a discount. Yeah. So also in the festival, so Deke and Dylan Bell are doing a workshop on arranging, a cappella arranging on Saturday afternoon
Oh, amazing.
before the concert. Then two more things. Saturday, Sunday is the Great North Beatbox Challenge.
Ooh.
We are an official qualifying tournament for the biggest beatbox competition in the world. And this will happen in Toronto Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
Friday night is a kind of a workshop time for them, and then Saturday and Sunday is the actual event. And we have competitors coming. We did it last year. We have competitors coming literally from all over the world, actually from all over the world, to be part of this event because they get to go to Swiss Beatbox. Swiss Beatbox is the biggest
Wow.
thing in the world in acapella. And
Wait,
and
so the qualifiers from from your competition.
yeah, this is a separate competition just for beatboxing. And so and there are different, there's loop station, there's various categories where they compete.
Mhm.
Um, but they get the winners there are also cash prizes, and the winners get to go to Swiss Beatbox, which has 500,000 viewers.
Yeah. Oh, Sweet Beatbox. That is the pinnacle of beatbox competition for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the Great North Battle because we're North, as you know. And it's run by Scott Jackson, who is a phenomenal beatboxer, and he is the president of Beatbox Canada. So we've had this affiliation for a few years, and he managed to get Swiss Beatbox to say, "Yeah, okay, you're an official qualifying tournament." So
Wow.
that's Saturday and Sunday. Then one more thing. Well, two more things. Um, all through the week, and I can send you the link, and I really encourage your listeners to check this out. We run a business summit. It's online and it's free. Free. Um, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of the week. So it's May 26, 27, 28, 29. There, the topics include financial management for musicians. Tony Huerta is talking about recording gear. How do you choose your best gear for recording? We're talking about how to get gigs on a cruise ship or in a club or in casinos. We have agents talking about that. Um, we have social media, an expert at social media talking about that. So it's a whole series. There are 2 workshops a day. So there's 8 of those workshops. They are 100% online. They take place over the lunch hour in Eastern time. But if you sign up and it's not convenient, you can watch that anytime you like for the following month. So if you aren't free at lunch hour in Eastern time, just sign up. And the only difference is if you come live, of course, you can ask questions.
Right.
If you're watching the recorded version, you can talk to your computer all you like, but it won't answer back. Uh, but I really, really encourage people to take a look at these workshops because we have the top experts in the field. We have a session on fringe festivals. Should you do a fringe festival? What does it mean? What's involved? How difficult is it? What are the advantages? And these are from people who really know that landscape. How to get your song on the radio. There's a whole session about that from somebody who ran a radio station. Uh, and these are people who are on air. So I really, really suggest signing up for these. As I say, it's completely free. It's sponsored by Ontario Creates. Thank you to Ontario government for doing that. And then on Sunday, if you're actually here live, we have B2B sessions with some of the top people in the music industry in Canada, where they're going to all be in a room and you can sit down and talk to Eric Alper, who is the #1 publicist in Canada. You can talk to an agent from the top agency in Canada. You can talk to the person who knows all about collecting royalties for your music. One-on-one sessions, that's on Sunday. It's all part of our festival. That one is a small charge to do it, but I highly recommend doing that. Then, 2 more things.
Oh my
We
God.
are bringing in a group called the Kinsey Six, Kinsey, and the second word is Sicks.
Mm.
They are 4 guys in drag who sing a cappella. They're fabulous. They've been around for 30 years, started in San Francisco, and they tour internationally. I think they have 8 albums out. You should be playing their music.
Wow. Okay.
Um, it is kind of, we say 18 plus because there's some language there that
There.
may not be appropriate for your kids. Um, but really clever, incredibly biting satire, wonderful harmonies, very, very, very talented. So we're bringing them our final day on Sunday, that June 1st is the launch day for Pride Toronto. We have Pride in Toronto, as many cities do.
Mhm.
So we are part of the launch of the Pride Festival, Toronto's Pride Festival. We're bringing a group called On That Note from Toronto Metropolitan University. They identify as a queer choir. We had them last year. They're fantastic. And then followed by the guys from Kinsey Six. The show is called Deep Inside Tonight. It's like a send up as if they were on a television show. But I mean, it's just kind of a framework for very, very funny, uh, gut busting, funny, great harmony uh, music. And our special guest, who's going to be receiving the Slate Music Sing Toronto Legacy Award, is Stephen Page from the Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh my gosh.
And he's singing a cappella. His manager said, "So we need a DI for his guitar." I said, "No, you don't."
Yeah, we're a cappella.
There is no guitar. So we've sent him arrangements, the specially written arrangements for him. to sing with. On that note, these university singers are going to do two songs with Stephen. And then the grand finale, oh, I shouldn't tell you, but I guess it's too late. Will be with the Kinsey Six, and he'll be singing one of his big hits.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that's all we're doing.
Oh, yeah. It's, very low key. Nothing too serious. Not a whole lot going on. Only a couple days.
Oh my gosh. And we are doing a voice care workshop. And I believe that's free. That's online on Tuesday night.
Oh, that's so
That'll be up on our website shortly, singtoronto.com. Take a look at the website. Singtoronto.com has everything.
wow.
But I really, really encourage your listeners to check out that business series because there's so much you can learn. We have one of the top entertainment lawyer in Canada talking about AI and the arts,
Wow.
and it's free to
Yeah.
to hear what he has to say and to ask questions.
Oh, I mean, not only should our listeners listen and hop in, I will be there and getting all that knowledge because that's priceless. That like that
Yeah.
you can't put a price. I mean, you could, and it normally would be a lot of money.
You want to go and sit down with him and ask him questions, put $500 on the table. That's my guess. I don't
At
know how much
least,
it costs.
at least,
But yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And it thanks to amazing sponsors, Toronto Dominion, TD Bank, is our major sponsor. We're very grateful for their help. Ontario Creates, which is Ontario government, Green Sanderson Foundation, which is a private foundation run by somebody who is a singer, an a cappella singer, who really believes in what we're doing,
Great.
and a multitude of others. All of our wonderful sponsors are listed on our website.
Wow. I what are the dates for this? All right. This this might need to be a trip for myself. I need to make this happen because this sounds like one of the best. Actually, I'm going to be biased. I think this might be the best festival I've ever heard of in acapella, and that's sick. That's awesome. 10 days, 10 whole days of acapella, like that's unheard of. That's so cool.
The problem for us as programmers is that there's a lot out there. So
Yeah.
how do you do this in 2 days?
Yeah.
With the number of groups that are available in it, first of all, in Toronto, the one of the nice things that's come out of this festival, many nice things, is that there are groups that never existed before we started a festival.
Mhm.
And they saw the opportunity, people saw the opportunity and said, you know what, I could do that. And people have come back to me. Jordana Talski is a perfect example. She's a phenomenal singer. But we said, Jordana, you can't bring your guitar. It's a cappella. And she said, what am I going to do? I said, you're going to figure that out. She got a loop station and now she does looping shows. And she said, it's only because of you that I developed a whole new program I can do. And she's really successful. Pardon me, a group called The Watch. They're four superstar singers got together and said, oh, there's a festival. We're going to make a group. And here we are. So there's lots of groups. Not only the groups have formed because of the opportunities that we create for them. We have hundreds of singers on our festival,
Mhm.
but also what has happened to groups in the festival. And I referenced Countermeasure going to Japan. So when we started this festival, Countermeasure was performing in a classroom. It's like you do, like you start. That's where you start, especially if you're university, straight out of university, which they were.
Of course.
Pardon me. And slowly we paired them up with groups. We always pair our local group with an international headliner. So
Mm.
we brought in Rioton, the Real Group, the Swingles, Naturally Seven, Take Six, but we always have a local group that opens for them. And they get to know the local people. So Countermeasure is an example, opened for the Swingles. And the Swingles said, we like what we hear. Let's start talking. Took a couple of years, and then they invited him to go sing at the London A Cappella Festival in England.
Oh,
Well, Countermeasure built a whole tour around that festival. They got seen by somebody else. Then the next year they went back and they performed in Scotland and got invited to Italy, where they opened a big festival, Vocalmente, and performed for 1,000 people in a moat of a castle in Italy. All this comes from the opportunities that we're creating for these artists to be visible, for them to network, for them to learn. Every major artist that comes does a workshop so the artists can learn from them. And I can go down the line. The Alt sisters, three sisters, they're actually sisters, were kids when they started with us. Here we are 14 years later, and they've got a television show.
wow.
So, we are all about nurturing talent, providing opportunity, and thrilling the public. Our tagline is breathtaking concerts. I mean, some of these groups. Would you not say if you walk into a concert with Naturally Seven, you literally have no breath left?
Oh, absolutely. No
Yeah,
words, no breath, nothing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Same thing with the Kinsey Six. I mean, well, Kinsey Six, you won't have any breath left because you're laughing so hard. Um, but I mean, all of these people just flatten you. I mean, imagine a concert with Deke and an 80 voice group behind him. How does it get any better than that?
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're really proud of what we've done. And even in that case, whoever the audience choice is going to get to open for these professional groups. They're going to network. They're going to be seen. They may get opportunities if they know how to do it. All of this comes from our commitment to nurturing talent, to making something accessible to the public. As we said, the tickets start at $15. The highest ticket, I think, is 45.
Wow.
And
Wow.
arts workers get a discount.
I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I hope that everyone listening, if you can make the trip, make the trip. If you can't make the trip, get access to all the different online things that they're doing because it's the value that is in this festival is phenomenal. And the fact that you guys, this is your first year doing a competition, I'm so excited for that to see what comes of that. Because I know it'll be great. People will see it happen this year and they'll want to do it again next year. You might have too many entries at that point. So I'm super.
I'm hoping. I mean, we had a lot of entries in our first time out. So, and we have a group coming from Calgary, a group coming from New York, and the
Ooh,
rest of the groups are Canadian, but from around Canada. So, obviously, there's an interest in just in the experience and in just seeing each other, the networking they all do together, talk
ooh,
to each other. That group in New York has probably never met the group from Calgary. All of a sudden, they're going to be in the same room.
yeah.
They'll get a chance to gather ideas and maybe share some arrangements or just sing.
Yeah.
That's
New
it's
York.
it's just sorry.
Who's the group from New York? Do you remember their name?
I'm gonna look it up. Is it Vice? I believe it's Vice.
Oh, Vice. There's four of them, right? Or four or five?
Yeah.
Yeah. My group actually did a collab with them a few years ago. Yeah.
Why isn't your group in our festival?
I don't know. I'm thinking this right now. I'm like, man, I gotta get the trills to sing. Well, if
You,
we gotta sing, we
no,
gotta get to sing.
you just send us there's an online thing that you people submit and say I'd like to be in the festival. Where are you based?
We're in LA.
LA.
Yep.
It's a little further to fly, but
Little ways away to fly, but it could be worth it. I know it'd be worth it if we make the trip.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, we're bringing in the Kinsey Six, and they're based pretty much in San Francisco, although they all live all over the place now.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, and that which is interesting. We brought Take Six in a couple of times, and although they are based supposedly somewhere, they all live wherever they live.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Um,
A
but
lot a lot of groups are doing that now.
yeah, but and our operations director is David Lane, who sings with Duende, who are based in New York, but David lives in British Columbia.
Oh
So,
wow. Okay. Nice.
but it's if you can make it to sing, it's very affordable. Toronto's a beautiful place, except today's kind of cloudy. But by the time we get to May, it'll be nice weather. Uh, it's a great city, and we love our visitors. We really welcome you to come here, singtoronto.com. Check out all these amazing things that we're doing.
All right, you heard it here first. Well, not first, but hopefully this is the last time you have to hear it for you to go to singtoronto.com and get your tickets. I'm super excited for you, Pat. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
sharing all of this. Is there any other social media platforms you guys want us to follow you on?
We are on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah. Just look up Sing Toronto.
Sing Toronto. Yep, both Facebook and Instagram. Um, and I just saw a WhatsApp video, so I think we're producing something for WhatsApp
Ooh,
as well.
okay.
But yeah, but our website is really the best source of information. Singtoronto.com
Cool.
really gives you everything you need to know, and there are ticket links there, so you can just go straight and get your ticket. And I know that our competition's going to sell out. I mean, it's already like moving like hotcakes. The sound crowd with Deke is getting close to a sellout. We have a lot of interest, and we're still a month away.
Of course.
So I think the Estonian Voices and Countermeasure is also selling really well because Estonian Voices just don't ever come here. So people are really excited to see something they can't see in any other way, which is part of our mantra of our festival. You cannot go next door to see the Estonian Voices. They're not here. They're in Estonia. Um, how are you going to see the Kinsey Six? How are you going to see Deke? You've got to come to our festival.
Yeah.
It's unless you've got an unlimited amount of money and you can jump on a plane anytime you like and follow these people wherever they are. It's a lot less expensive just to go to the theater here in Toronto. We're
Yeah.
at the Royal Ontario Museum, centrally located, very great theater. It's only 300 seats. There's not a bad seat in the house.
Wow.
So, yeah, come and check it out.